The Wilcox Historical Society's annual tour of homes is set for later this month in Camden, Alabama. This year's event includes a visit by members of the British aristocracy. This is very interesting. This is Lance Britt, by the way, to tell us everything we need to know about the event. Tell us first, when is the tour of homes and how does it work? What do we get to do?
Friday, March 21st, the tour starts with the visit from our British aristocracy with a luncheon that morning at 11 a.m. and then an evening reception at 6:30 where our guest speakers, the 12th Earl and Countess of Sandwich, will do a presentation on the great houses of England.
Okay.
Then the following day, Saturday the 22nd, we do a big Southern breakfast for all of our ticket holders at the Brittany House Antiques first thing in the morning at 8:30. And then at 10, we open 7 beautiful antebellum homes and several other historic structures, including the Wilcox Female Institute, where our governor attended her elementary school years.
That's exactly right. How cool is that? Okay, so you mentioned British homes, and I do imagine they probably had some influence on what we'll see, the antebellum homes that we'll see on this tour.
Absolutely, including the fact that a plaster mason from England did a lot of the plaster work in the moldings and medallions that you'll see in some of the houses there in Camden that'll be open.
Okay, so this is kind of a way to get a little bit even deeper of a history lesson than just walking through the houses themselves.
And you get to meet an Earl and a Countess of Sandwich, no less, which is why we still have the term sandwich today here in America.
Well, how about that? Yeah, we get to meet a couple of royalty members. And we
Absolutely.
Say we do a hobnob with A-listers right there. Okay, so tell us about the homes that we'll see on the tour.
There are 7 antebellum homes, all built between 1838 and 1860, some of which are still in the original families today. Some are the grand columned, plantation houses that you would assume, and others are just, farmhouses that people have lived in and loved and raised families in for generations. And it's a rare opportunity because these are private homes that are not open to the public. And we're very thankful that our homeowners are willing to share them with what could be up to 1,000 people in a single day.
Wow, now I'm glad you mentioned that because a lot of these homes are houses that we might drive by and think, oh,
absolutely.
Man, you can tell these were, one day, at one time,
absolutely.
These were the places to live. And wouldn't you love to see what they look like inside now? This we can. You
can. The doors will be open and you'll get a behind the scenes look at what it's like to live in one of those houses because they're all still lived in to this day.
So how many of them, obviously they've had to be updated to include things like central heat and air and things like that, but how many of them have held on really tightly to their historical past and looks, and how many of them have updated to be more modern?
Honestly, almost everyone you'll see has held on.
Wow.
They've added bathrooms and kitchens in a sensitive manner, but most of the houses and the furniture in them are the things that have always been there.
And the furniture.
And the furniture. You'll see some amazing beds. You'll see some incredibly beautiful dining room tables, and they put out all the settings and the silver. So it's a great way to really see these homes as they have always been.
And they are still living in them
still there,
that way.
still using them. Absolutely.
Yes, that's incredible. Okay, tell us all the details that we need to do. Is this something we need tickets for?
You need tickets for it,
okay.
And there's a multiple level of tickets depending on if you just want to come on Saturday for the tour or if you want to meet our Earl and our Countess. There's some other tickets there. You can go on eventbrite.com, and that's how you can see all the various ticket options and what is available to you and what the different price levels are.
Good deal. And
Absolutely.
Then go over all the details so we can make our plans and mark it on the calendar.
March 21st, that Friday, first is a luncheon at 11 with the Earl and Countess, then a welcome reception at 6:30 with the Earl and the Countess that will do a big visual presentation. We also have a musical guest, the Tommy Ward Band, coming in from New York City, which is fabulous. And then the tour starts Saturday morning at 10 a.m.
I got caught up in all the homes, and I forgot to ask you about the fact that this is a fundraiser. That
Absolutely.
This is all for a good cause. It is a lot of fun and pretty cool to see, but it's for a good cause.
It's for a good cause. We take every dollar of the proceeds to restore historic buildings in our county. We have a number of historic structures that no longer have a useful purpose, and we're opening them as museums and welcome centers, and to to our entire community to share our history. For example, like at the Wilcox Female Institute, we're working on an exhibit now called The Women of Wilcox for people like Judy Bonner, who was president of the University of Alabama, who grew up in Wilcox County, and Kay Ivey, and others, to show everyone all the great leaders that have come from such a small place.
It sure is. Yeah, that's pretty incredible to think about all the really amazing people who've come out.
It's
of
remarkable.
Wilcox
It really
County, of all
is. And they
places.
all kind of grew up at the same time. Jeff Sessions went to school in that building. It's a really neat window that not a lot of people know.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, Lance. Thank you for sharing some of
Thank you
that
so
with
much
us.
for having us.
Yeah, good deal.